Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is our space weather report for March 30th, 2017. And as you can clearly see, the coronal hole that's been affecting our sun is still stretching out into the southern hemisphere of the sun, and coming up very quickly from the left, you are seeing another coronal hole pretty close to dead center near the equator of the sun. Now, this will be affecting our planet again, and we are also receiving effects of the current coronal hole that is now facing our planet. Taking a look at the magnetosphere Z-cut solar wind velocity, as you can see, we are still being buffeted by the solar wind. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not actually a wind as you would perceive it, like you step outside and the wind is blowing through your hair. This is an extreme amount of solar radiation combined with solar particles impacting our magnetosphere. Now, taking a look at the magnetopause position, this is showing you the bow shock of our planet. What is concerning me, taking a look at this large pulse of energy that actually forms behind us. Now, there is a big possibility that this is bouncing back from the moon and impacting the Earth, but to be honest with you, it's very hard to say. We've seen this type of activity since 2016, and this usually occurs when we have these large coronal holes. Now, some would say that this is showing an object behind the Earth, and this is where this energy is coming from. But ladies and gentlemen, when you're actually not out there and you don't have the ability that NASA does to actually see where this energy is coming from behind the Earth, it's just hard to say. But naturally, we keep an eye on it, and this energy should be coming from the front face of the Earth and the magnetopause. Where this develops behind the Earth, again, very, very hard to say. Taking a look at the magnetosphere, Y-cut, our magnetic field, you can see over here, if you follow my cursor, the large influx of solar particles, solar energy, and it is buffeting our magnetosphere. It's actually impacting pretty hard. You can see the magnetic field line stretching out, very, very erratic. And this is very normal whenever we have these coronal holes facing the sun. And once again, this is producing a lot of solar radiation that is impacting our planet. Taking a look at the solar radiation, you can actually see how it completely envelops our planet. Now, normally, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this area should be in the light blue or in the green. But once again, you can see these very, very high levels of solar radiation coming in. This was listed at 44.7 Kelvin. So once again, we are being battered and beaten by what is happening on our sun. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be very straight up front. I'm going to be frank with you. These are not normal conditions that we want to be in as human beings. This does have an effect on the human body and the human mind. And later on today, I'm going to be giving all of you a report on how this type of activity on our sun affects the human body and the human mind. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll have that report for you later in the morning. Taking a look at the actual solar wind speed, it has been pretty leveled off at approximately 1.4 to 1.5 million miles per hour. So once again, we will keep all of you up to date if anything changes. However, once again, as I have said, this coronal hole is now affecting the planet, our planet. And once again, you can see this is a very, very broad weakening area right through here. You can see the lighter shades where this is actually disappearing. This coronal hole is opening up, and that will be facing our planet within the next 72 hours. We will feel the effects of this coronal hole right here for probably an additional 3 days. So basically, there is no peace and quiet for the Earth at this particular moment. So stay tuned. We will have another report for you on the solar weather first thing tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, stay updated, stay informed, and stay tuned. If any of you are interested in prepping supplies, emergency food, and water, you can visit one of my associates, foodforliberty.com. Their link is in the description box under the video. Most importantly, make sure that you are subscribed to the Nibiru channel and Planet X News so you can stay updated and informed. And I would also like to thank you for watching and subscribing to our channel. Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is our space weather report for March 30th, 2017. And as you can clearly see, the coronal hole that's been affecting our sun is still stretching out into the southern hemisphere of the sun and coming up very quickly. From the left, you are seeing another coronal hole pretty close to dead center near the equator of the sun. Now, this will be affecting our